Welcome you back to the Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30. The Tiger very pleased to welcome in a Super Bowl champion, the head strength and conditioning coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, and a former Northwestern State Demon. He is Barry Rubin. Coach, how the heck are you, man?
I'm doing good. Still riding high.
Okay, before we get into the serious stuff, let's start with something crazy. Did you see the guy on the tree yesterday during the parade route? Have you even seen the video of this guy on the tree in the parade route?
I didn't. I saw a lot of people in some trees.
Right. Well, there was one guy in particular who had his pants down, and so was showing his butt off everywhere, and was trying to jump up to a higher tree trunk and fell down. And I don't know how hurt he was, but he was also showing his butt the entire time. I was wondering, could you recommend maybe some core or leg exercises for this guy the next time he wants to try to jump from one tree branch to the next?
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? No, I missed that.
Oh,
thank goodness I missed it.
Yeah, trust me, go find it. It's very interesting stuff. Coach, before we get into a lot of the other stuff, just tell me the feelings when it's 20-10. Obviously, you're down there. You're watching these guys. Mahomes triggers the comeback. The defense makes all the plays down the stretch. The offense does their thing. You end up getting the win. What was that like?
That was, it's almost unexplainable, but it was just awesome. And I was so happy for Coach Reid, and I know how long he's been at it, and to win that Super Bowl, that was the first thing that came into my mind when we won the game, was how thrilled I was for him in winning that game.
It's pretty amazing because, and this is, I even said going into it, I didn't have I didn't care who won necessarily. I don't, neither of those teams really have any ties to me. And yet I was really pulling for Andy Reid to win the Super Bowl. What does that? Because all the players mentioned it. Philadelphia talked about it. What does it mean for that guy? Just who is Andy Reid, and why is he so beloved in the National Football League?
Well, he treats people the right way. He treats people with respect, and he's just got a good demeanor about him. And he gets all the respect from the players. He treats them good, treats them the right way. And, as a player, you just want to play for him. As a coach, I want to coach for him, and there's not a better person in the world that I'd rather be with than Andy Reid. He's the best. I've really enjoyed my years with him.
How long have you been with him now? Was he with the Packers when you got there in 95?
I was with him in Green Bay, and then I was with him in Philly just for 5 years in Philly, and then the whole time here in Kansas City. So I've been about 16, 17 years that I've been with him.
Tell me about the working relationship, because I don't know that a lot of people really understand what strength coaches do. We see a lot of the guys in college. College strength coaches are sort of notorious. They all wear, medium shirts, and they're all yelling and jumping around, and they look like they're always being electrocuted. Tell me what the strength coach is in the NFL, and how it's different from our perception of it in college football.
Well, what I have to say is you got to be yourself, be who you are. And really, that's not me jumping around. I don't care if I was college, high school, whatever. I mean, I do get excited, but so you just got to just be who you are and what comes natural to you, and do that. And but I think with these guys, I just try to be truthful and honest with them, and treat them good and work them hard, and just be myself with them. And so far so good, and we got great guys on our team. They really have been awesome to work with. They're very compliant. They do what I ask them to do, and we got a wonderful bunch of guys on our team.
Talking to Super Bowl champion Barry Rubin, strength and conditioning coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. What's your relationship professionally? I know your personal relationship. What's your professional relationship like with your head coach? How much of what you're doing is he involved in? Is it, hey, you kind of go do your own thing, I trust you to know what you're doing? What is your conversations like with the coach?
Well, at the beginning of every off season, we have a big long talk. I go over everything, for the off season, let him know. So he knows everything that's going on there. And if there was any issue, if I needed his help, I would go to him. And so he's great to work with. I know he's got my back. And, he's, he doesn't just, jump in there and look over my shoulder or anything like that. But he's there for me if I need him, but on the other hand, he knows everything that goes on in the weight room and throughout the whole building. Which is good.
That being said, there's a lot of times when a strength coach is a guy who can be a confidant for the players, right? Because you see them in a different environment than the coaches do, and there's kind of a different relationship that way. Do you find yourself having to be sometimes a mentor or a confidant or, even a friend, quote unquote, to some of these players and play a little bit of a different role than your official capacity?
Maybe a little bit. I do, maybe, because I'm with them every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, once we start the off season in April, I'm with them every day until, for 10 weeks and, or 9 weeks, whatever it is. And then, all during the season, I'm with them every day. So, I get a real good feeling about everybody on the team. And I am definitely there for them when they need me. Definitely. And so it's, and again, like I said, we just got such great guys, and we all have a good relationship, and the players get along, and it's probably one of the finer bunch of players that I've ever been around in 23 years in the NFL.
Do you ever have to get? I mean, I'm imagining you probably have to motivate guys differently, right? I mean, maybe in the past you could just yell at everyone, but this day and age, do you find yourself having to use different motivational tactics for guys?
My thing, I just try to be truthful with them. Just tell them the truth. If they're not getting the job done, I just tell them they're not getting the job done. They got to get better. They got to be better. And when they do good, I tell them that they're doing good. So that's my whole thing. I just try to be honest, whether it's good or bad, with them. And try to help them to reach their full potential. And, my goal for them at the end of the 9 weeks is to be the very best that they can be in those 9 weeks. You have to work hard during those 9 weeks.
Talking to Barry Rubin, the strength and conditioning coach for the Chiefs. When did you know Patrick Mahomes was special?
Well, when he came in as a rookie and he did all the quarterback for the scout team. Mm-hmm. And he made some great throws, and, you knew he was going to be good at some point, and then, and every time, this is during his rookie year, when he would get in, because he got to play a lot in preseason games, he did outstanding in the preseason games. And then it was his rookie year, it was the last game of the season. We had clinched our division. And so Alex Smith was our starting quarterback, and Coach sat Alex for that game. For the last game, it was against Denver at Denver, mm-hmm. and they have a phenomenal defense. And so Patrick started that game, and we won that game. And we had a ton of backups in that game. And right then, I just knew. I said, man, this guy is good. We win every time he plays. I mean, so every preseason game and that game, he had done good. So I said, I know when he gets his chance, he's going to be a good quarterback. And, boy, has he proven that.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
First 2 years. MVP last year, Super Bowl champs this year, Super Bowl MVP. And, he's a very humble, well-spoken individual. He's a great kid. He's a hard worker. He loves being in the weight room. He's everything you could ask for.
Do you have a different relationship with him because not that White House and Monroe are necessarily right next to each other, but North Louisiana is kind of East Texas in a way. Do y'all have a different relationship because of some geographical closeness where you grew up?
Maybe a little bit, and with some other guys like I coached at LSU, and
mm-hmm.
we got the Honey Badger on our team,
right?
And so, that really has helped us, and what a great guy he is. Oh, man, he helped our team. But I think the good relationship comes because with Patrick, because he loves being in the weight room. He works hard and he enjoys it. He thrives on that. So that helps. With him just loving to work out all the time.
Absolutely. What's Coach Reid's workout regimen? Do you have him on a plan? You got him. He's like me. He's a bigger dude. So you know what, Coach Reid. Every morning.
Yeah. Now, lately, I'm not sure if he's been doing it, but I know that every morning he gets on that. We have an arc trainer.
Oh, I call it the machine of death, Coach. It's the worst.
Yeah. It's similar to an elliptical, and he gets on that every day for 30 minutes. So he keeps his weight in check and tries real hard. And I know since the season, I'm not sure the last month or so, what his workout regimen's been, but I know he'll get right back on it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Talking to Barry Rubin, the strength coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, you played down at Northwestern State and played with some names. Did you overlap with Orgeron, or did he come in after you left?
You know what? I was with him my senior year. I think I was a couple grades ahead of him.
Yeah.
So, no, I was with him. He lived right across the hall from me. He and Bobby Hebert were roommates.
Yeah.
And they lived right across the hall from me.
Now it's that. I mean, you talk about a group that in that era between Orgeron, Bobby Hebert, Mark Duper, Joe Delaney. I mean, it's you had some absolute studs that you were with.
We had some great players. Well, Petey Payroll played there, who was phenomenal. Petey played in the Super Bowl and with the Philadelphia Eagles. We have had some great football players come through there during those times.
All right,
we really have.
I have to ask from a personal standpoint because I'm a barbecue connoisseur. Matter of fact, Texas Monthly referred to me as noted barbecue hound Patrick Netherton, which I wear. I think I have a T-shirt with it on there that I just wear it every day.
Oh.
I've been to Kansas City. I've been to Joe's. I've been to Gates. What's your favorite Kansas City barbecue, Coach?
You know what? I would have to go with Q39. You've never been there?
I've only been to Kansas City once, and I hit those two when I was there. I'm probably going to make a trek up during the summer this year and go to a few more. Matter of fact, my buddy was just at Q39 and told me how good it was.
Oh, it's outstanding. They're all good. There's not a bad one here. Jack Stack, the ones that you just named are excellent. But the one I have to go with is Q39. Their meat is so tender, it's delicious.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting it on my list. All right, we have a couple of text questions for you, Coach. Were you at Northeast in 81-82 under Al Miller?
Yes, I was.
All right, well, Coach Cram, the golf coach from Benton, wanted me to tell you hello.
Right there.
Is it Al Miller?
Yes, sir. That's my mentor. He's the best.
Beautiful.
I love him.
Well, Coach Cram from Benton told me to tell you hello. He said he was on the basketball team and that you were one of the guys that got him started in the weight room.
Right. Please tell him hello.
And one of our other local coaches wants your opinion on Zerker squats. Zerker?
Okay, Zerker squats.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're good. I like them. I like the back squat, front squat, the better. But I think when you're starting out, it could be you could do that as a work capacity or a little phase before you really get into your back squatting or front squatting. But no, that's a good exercise. I like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we cover all the bases here, Coach. That's what we're all about.
It's a good squat.
Yeah.
There's no question about it.
Appreciate that. Tell me, what was your favorite memory from the parade yesterday?
I got to hold the Super Bowl trophy.
Oh.
So, that was fun. And just seeing everybody there, it was just amazing. And just to see how many people came out there and when we went on stage and some of our guys spoke, it was just so exciting. And those guys are so deserving of it. And Coach Reid and all our coaches and Clark Hunt, our owner, is so deserving of it. And that was the first time, the Lamar Hunt Trophy is awarded to the AFC champion.
Right.
And that's the first time that he has won his dad's trophy.
That's awesome.
So that was, when we won that AFC Championship game, that was real exciting also. Not like the Super Bowl, but next in line.
Yeah, it's 1A, on the list.
That's right.
By the way, what's your sideline capacity? What are you doing during the game on the sideline? Because I know in college, most of the time the strength coach is the get-back coach. What are you doing on the sideline?
Unfortunately, that's what I do. That's a tough job. Just trying to keep people back and just kind of being a big cheerleader. That's about it.
I loved it when, I guess it was last year, I think, the Rams had a televised game, and they had, I'm assuming it was a strength coach of some kind who just kept grabbing Sean McVay's belt and pulling him back.
Right. Yeah, that is a strength coach.
And the NFL people acted like it was the invention of the get-back coach. Like no one had ever done this in the history of the world. And I'm like, y'all don't watch college football at all.
No, that's right. That's right. Hey, if Coach Reid wants to get out there, you can get out there. An official come up to me and say, hey, you got to get Coach Reid back. I'll say, you go tell him.
I love it. Coach, look, congratulations. Obviously, I work for Northwestern State. All of the Demon land is proud of you and so happy that you were able to win that Super Bowl.
Thank you. And I'm proud to have played at Northwestern Louisiana. What a great university. I love my days there. Such wonderful teammates and such wonderful coaches. And Natchitoches is a special town. I love it. And I really appreciate you having me on there with you.
No doubt. And by the way, when I come to Kansas City, I'm calling you, and we're going to Q39.
Please call me. I'll take you to Q39.
I love it. Absolutely. Coach, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Barry Rubin, strength coach for the Kansas City Chiefs.